So I'm sure all of you guys know by now, but yesterday, Dragon Ball Daima episode 18 aired. And with that, we got something monumental for the Dragon Ball community. After, I don't even know how many decades at this point, Super Saiyan 4 was officially made canon. We got to see that with Goku Mini versus Goma. But as hype as that moment is, it makes me think about how that's going to impact certain Dragon Ball games. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about that specific topic with two specific Dragon Ball games, starting with Dragon Ball Legends. Now, I absolutely expect Super Saiyan 4 Goku Mini to be in that game. I mean, Dragon Ball Legends has darn near everything at this point. But I, of course, expect that character to be in the game at some point, whether it's Anniversary, Legends Festival, somewhere in between, I don't know, but I expect him to be in the game. However, I'm not really worried or focused on that character being in the game, because it's going to happen. What I'm more so focused on is the impact it could have with a specific character that's in Dragon Ball Legends. And that character is Shallot. Now, if you guys don't know, Shallot is the main protagonist of the game. He's the OC character that is going through the story mode and goes through so many like trials and whatnot. But one thing about Shallot is that he has every canon Super Saiyan form, minus like the extended versions of forms, right? So he has Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God, and Super Saiyan Blue. Again, minus the extension. So like no like Super Saiyan Blue evolved, or like the ultra state of like Super Saiyan, like, you know, Super Vegeta or Super Trunks, nothing like that, just the mainline forms. Now, that's all fine and good, but there was one specific form that people wanted Shallot to get for many years now, and that form is Super Saiyan 4. Now, the thing with Shallot is all of his Super Saiyan forms that he's achieved have been the canon forms, like the absolute set in stone canon forms. So once we got Super Saiyan God, that made me believe that Shallot was probably not going to get Super Saiyan 4. And I'm not saying I did not want him to get Super Saiyan 4. Like, of course, like I want him to get Super Saiyan 4. But with the trend that they were going with in terms of his evolution, it didn't make sense, because at the time, Super Saiyan God was the official next step after Super Saiyan 3. So it didn't make sense for him to get Super Saiyan 4 at the time. But now, thanks to Dragon Ball Daima episode 18, that's no longer the case. Now, Shallot getting Super Saiyan 4 could realistically happen. And here's why. One, obviously it's a pure Saiyan transformation. Granted, Goku did have help from Neva to unlock that form, but still, it's very clear that it draws on the power of a Saiyan's nature. But not only that, Shallot has a tail as well. Like, he never had his tail like cut off like how Goku, Vegeta, and the rest of them did. So to awaken that form for Shallot is not an impossibility. And even if it's not for Shallot, Giblet is in the same boat. He also still has a tail. So to be able to see either Shallot or Giblet awaken that form would be absolutely amazing. Not to mention that Shallot has the ability to learn pretty much any move that any character in Dragon Ball can use. So it'll be cool to see like a Super Saiyan 4 character use a variety of moves that you wouldn't expect, like for example, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, or even Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta to utilize, right? It would be really, really cool to see that in action. And plus, I'm pretty sure that they could tie that with the story as well. It's not impossible, because it seems very, very clear that Super Saiyan Blue was not in the original like concept for Legends. And you can tell because, I mean, yeah, we did get Shallot with like a whole new, I guess, rarity, right? Because he used to be a hero unit. Now he's a sparking unit, which is all fine and good. But, you know, it's the fact that once we got Super Saiyan Blue, he ended up with completely new voice lines for that form. Like, that's kind of like, whereas everything else was the same. So it kind of seems like they weren't really planning to have that in the game, which is fine, because at the end of the day, we got it and that's all that matters. But to prove my point, even if something wasn't originally planned for the game, it doesn't mean that they can't find a way to implement it into the game. So there's that slight shard of hope that maybe, just maybe, they can find a way to tie that with the story mode, because the story mode is kind of wrapping up right now, but maybe they can have that slight detour that will allow us to be able to get Super Saiyan 4 for Shallot. And that would be absolutely awesome, because I know everybody would love it, right? It only makes sense for Shallot to have that form. So maybe one day he'll end up getting it. If not, well, at least, you know, the hope was there. But I would personally love to see Shallot get the canon Super Saiyan 4 form now that it's canon. But putting Legends to the side, that's not the only game that can benefit off of Super Saiyan 4, thanks to Dragon Ball Daima Episode 18. The other game that can benefit in a similar fashion to Legends from this is Xenoverse 2. Now, hey, regardless of how you guys might feel about the game now, it still would be a really cool thing to see that in the game. Now again, much like with Legends, it's only a matter of time until those characters are in the game. So I'm not worried about Super Saiyan 4 Goku Mini being in Xenoverse 2. That's going to happen eventually. But the thing that I'm more so focused on are the avatar characters, the CACs, because Xenoverse 2 has been going on for almost a decade. I believe near the end of this year will mark the 9th year. And one thing that people have been, I'm talking about begging for Saiyan CACs is Super Saiyan 4. It only makes sense. And not only that, unlike Legends, Xenoverse 2 has pretty much every type of Super Saiyan form, even the extensions. I mean, Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3 is what they started off with once the game launched. Super Vegeta, Future Super Saiyan. What else? Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue Evolved. All of those are transformations in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, on top of forms that are kind of outside of just Super Saiyan, like Ultra Instinct Sign, Ultra Instinct, and Beast. So just knowing that they have all of those transformations in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is incredible. But still, there is one form that's obviously missing, and that's Super Saiyan 4. What's crazy is, Dimps is not only the developer for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, they're also the developer for Dragon Ball Legends. So for them to have a similar philosophy when it comes down to these Saiyan characters awakening certain forms, it kind of makes sense. It's the same, company working on it. But the thing is, now with Super Saiyan 4 being canon, there's no reason for the Saiyan CACs to not get that form. It would be crazy. Like, I could understand it with the non-canon Super Saiyan 4 form because it's non-canon and the CACs only got canon transformations. So I can somewhat understand that, I guess. But the thing is, people have been begging for this form for almost a decade. Oh, like almost a whole decade, 10 years. And not only that, like people wanted their Saiyan characters to have like tails that move, like animated tails, right? Now, with Super Saiyan 4 being a thing thanks to Dragon Ball Daima, that's not an impossibility. And also, again, like I said earlier, it's only a matter of time until we get Super Saiyan 4 Goku Mini in Xenoverse 2. It's absolutely going to happen. But the thing is, I would be shocked if we got that character and within that same DLC, we didn't get Super Saiyan 4 for Saiyans. That would be absolutely insane to me. Like, it would be the perfect opportunity to knock out two birds with one stone. You give us an extremely exciting character that everybody is like looking forward to for these games, while also knocking out a request that people have been begging for almost an entire decade. It's literally a win-win scenario. So I don't know how they'll handle it with Xenoverse 2, but I do hope that they, do right by the community and give the CACs for Saiyans anyway, the canon Super Saiyan 4. I think that would be something really, really amazing to see. But that's about it. Like, this was something that I did want to talk about in yesterday's video, but it slipped my mind because I was just so excited about the moment. So I decided to just make a whole different video just about this particular topic. But still, I'm excited about Super Saiyan 4 being canon. It's something I wanted to see since I was like young, and now we finally all got to experience it together. But I do want to know what you guys think about the canon Super Saiyan 4 coming into the video games, or like Avatar characters getting that form in the future, in the comment section below. But with that being said, I'm Ndukauba, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.